and it was a real jaw dropper. People were going, "Wow!" And then it's over. You know, the preview ended right there. The movie goes on, but it was very gratifying to see people really thought that was very impressive. And much thanks to a hog rider who did this ramp jump on a hover bike. He must have done it like about 100 times. I mean,
Yeah, it was very impressive.
Oh, that's awesome.
all night long, back and forth. Yeah, because of the lag and the other problems there was having at the time. It just, you know, oh, I didn't get it. Oh, that looked great. How was that? It's like, well, I didn't get it because, you know, the camera's messed up. Didn't see it. Were you jumping?
I would imagine, too, that if you had a lot of people in one place and a lot of voice going on, you'd probably blockhead some, too. He had to have captured some blockhead.
No. Actually, it's probably one of our first movies that does not actually, as far as I know, have any blockheads in it. We actually shot very carefully around that. So there are quite a few crowd sequences, but I don't think any blockheads are visible.
Oh.
We just kept it under 20 in any scene at any one time in any shot, so it worked out. And we recycled a lot of people in 10,000 different costumes. Well, not 10,000. We couldn't afford that.
Does anybody else have a question for Francis?
You know, I should point out it's souls of money off these things, too. We're really not. There's a hand over there.
Yes, Ronan.
Yeah,
What's your
Ronan
question?
has a question.
He's shy.
That's lag. There we
Or
go.
leg.
Uh-oh.
Are you
I'm
interested?
curious about the basic way
Trent?
movies are shot.
Oh, God.
This is a very good
Quality
question. I
editing?
film my movies in a different way than just about everybody else in there. Most people use Fraps. Fraps is a wonderful program. And it records direct to your hard drive. I've had a lot of problems in the past with hard drives dying, getting corrupted, you know, having to throw it out, and I've seen a lot of people lose footage that way also. We actually dump our video out of the camera onto a mini DV digital videotape where it's recorded on a camcorder. It's then edited on a Mac in iMovie, although we're looking at switching to Final Cut Pro. Or Final Cut Express, most likely, because I can't afford the other one. But sometime soon, probably for Wizard of Lag, to switch to another program. But this is probably, I think, the first feature film ever made in iMovie. I don't think they particularly intended it to make feature-length films. It's intended like you're putting home movies and putting a couple titles on them, but it does have a lot of powerful features. But it does tend to have a little problems once you get over about an hour.
Wait a minute, did you say that you shot it with a camcorder?
Yeah, the computers hook up to a digital camcorder, and the advantage of that is that basically it's recorded NTSC, so it's all ready to go on the DVD version. I mean, it looks great.
Well, now that's just cool. I didn't know you could do that.
That is really cool.
The main advantage is the frame rate. If you run Fraps on a computer, unless you have a real high-end machine, it takes a lot of processing power to dump that off to your hard drive. And your machine is constantly thinking. Therefore, if you suddenly see new objects, if you're moving around real quick, it slows your machine way down, your frame rate drops. So I never have to worry about my frame rate dropping. It just dumps it out to the tape. Sometimes, maybe the motion isn't 100% as smooth as it could be, but at least it's on a tape, and I don't have to worry about it. And tape is cheap. I don't erase it. I just keep all of it. So, and they hardly ever crash. Occasionally you get a bad scene. We usually shoot each scene twice, just in case the audio's messed up or something.
So you just offload it to the camcorder and then put it back on the computer to edit and post-production?
Yeah, that way I only digitize in the parts I want. So,
Yeah, cool.
Wait, you do it on a Macintosh, not a
yeah, on a Macintosh and iMovie.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
I didn't know you could do that.
Thank you, Ronan. That was a great question.
Then it's dumped back onto the PC platform.
Hi there.
And encoded to WMV. Hey, Baja.
Hi. I was just wondering, have you ever thought of giving classes, maybe through the University of there, on how to make movies in here? From maybe maybe just starting with the basics, maybe? For those of us who don't know anything about making movies?
It is actually something that Stung has asked me to do. My big problem is I really don't have enough experience with Fraps. Fraps is a fairly inexpensive program. It has a free, 30-day trial that's sort of limited. And I encourage anybody to go to www.fraps.com, download a copy, and start making your own video. If you have Windows XP, you already have Windows Movie Maker. It's really easy to put this stuff together in Windows Movie Maker, and it comes with, I even think, the home version of XP. If you don't have it and you have XP on your Windows machine, you can download it from Microsoft for free. Windows Movie Maker.
I mean, Home Edition, but what is Movie Maker?
Oh,
It's,
I haven't heard of that.
it's actually better too than it used to be. They had a new version come out, and it actually was pretty good. I've played with it.
It's designed
Yeah,
primarily
it helps
for...
you to compress the films and make them much more user-friendly.
I use actually Movie Maker to encode my stuff into WMV format. So when I'm done with it on the Mac, I put it back on the tape, and then that's dumped off to DVD and stuff. But I also then used Windows Movie Maker just to dump it into WMV files.
Have lots of space on the drive? A lot of
I
memory?
think it does AVI files, and I'm not sure what else. It'll also dump back out to videotape, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, just for
Boss,
information,
you were assistant.
Muse has a question.
Ah. I'd love to teach a class.
Francis, would you consider doing a Lord of the Rings kind of movie in the future, please?
That's really funny. I just finished moving into this house over in Merritt's neighborhood, into this little hobbit hole. Rick and Ollie and I all bought hobbit holes. And Majundi has this really neat building, but he kind of ran out of polygons, I think, on the front. And so I'm creating a facade that'll fit on the front of it to give it a nice round hobbit hole look to it.
Ooh,
But
so
will I
that's
make a
promising.
movie out of it? I don't know. I might do a short. Upcoming projects and stuff we're working on. I mentioned the movie quest. We also have all the props, sets, and costumes ready to go for a Lost in Space parody. We have a complete Jupiter 2 set, with all the blinking lights and such in it, and other things to go for another movie quest that way. We'll probably do a movie quest instead of a movie. And I have a complete romper ball arena. If you haven't seen it, it's about 40 meters across. It's a fun sport. We played it actually during the Aircon. Made everybody dizzy after a while, but it was very challenging.
I had to stop playing after the first game.
Gave you
Okay. Okay, what is romper ball?
well, it's
I was
like
waiting.
rollerball, but it's less violent. But for copyright reasons, it's not rollerball because that's like a copyrighted thing. So we call it romper ball and have it in there. And basically, it's a giant round arena with a slanted floor, so it slants down to a bottom. And we've been playing it with a soccer ball. And there's two goals at either end, and the team basically wears a green or orange and tries to get their soccer ball into the goal. Basically, each one has a goal to defend. And so it's basically like soccer, but it's really difficult. And then
funny.
about the last 5 minutes each match, we drop a dog into the arena because dogs are much more agile at getting the balls away from people than anything else, and that makes it even more confusing and hard.
Well, just for information, if you can even tell me, what is the file size going to be on Mission Slightly?
Do you really
want to know, Evan?
Well, yeah, because I'll be one of the downloaders.
He does
I
want
think
to know.
Evan's all. Rick Slick is saying that Evan's all worried about it.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
on 56K, but
He has last week too.
He's going to keep asking. He's going to ask even Gia and Nigel if you don't tell him.
I want to know, damn it.
He's going to ask every one of our guests until he finds out.
Do you think I should just keep it in suspense, guys?
Please
I
don't.
think so.
Okay,
Come on.
it's about 300. It's 360 megabytes.
Oh, that's not nothing.
Yeah, it's about your average game download these days.
Okay,
Next,
I'll
I'll answer ask the next question for you. This is from Evan. He wants to know if you can give him a day's notice before you tell everybody else. Okay.
Well, no, I was expecting when they said a 90-minute feature film, I was picturing like, 900 megabytes, a gigabyte, something.
Oh. No, most of our movies are about 40 minutes long, and they run about under about 160, 170 megabytes.
Well, I've actually only recently been catching up with the movies because I moved to a house that didn't have broadband. And so when Killboat came out, I was not able to watch it, and I got broadband. I've only recently watched it, and a lot of the Miracle movies that I've only recently I'm still thinking file size from...
After the movie, it was a series. They had a series of comic book tie-ins, and then a TV show, and then there was a sequel book, and then a third sequel, and there's actually a fourth sequel the original author wrote a couple of years ago, but it's not in print currently.
Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is, if you answer the question correctly, I will put your name down, and then I will put your names in a hat. I've got a prize for a man and a prize for a woman's avatar. So after that, we will hand those out. And I wanted to finish up a little bit of business. I explained this earlier, but I wanted to reiterate. Next week would have been our international show, but unfortunately with the holidays, I'm not going to be available. And so we are going to postpone that one. I'm very sorry. Then we
time of year.
It is, and I've got two little ones. And I'm sorry, my mom's tree that was in front of her house is going to be doing the lighting. The city wanted to use their tree to get rid of it. It's so sweet. But anyway, the kids want to see it, so I have to. Anyway, we're going to take off next week, and we're going to be back on the 11th of December, which is with Gia and Nigel Thorne of the Village Marketplace and The Voice. So that'll be a good show. And then we're going to take off the rest of December for the holidays. We'll come back in January. So I did want to let you guys know we're going to take a hiatus, but it sounds like Baja's got something in store for next week for everybody, so you won't be bored.
Very exciting.
Uh-oh, hiatus.
Thank
Sounds like
you
they're being
for
canceled.
mention.
No, we won't.
Yeah, they
I don't
put her on
think we're getting
hiatus.
canceled.
It's
Are we
just a
not?
nice way of saying it.
No, we're not
Sure.
You know, after the ratings my show will generate, I'm not too surprised you're going on hiatus there, Mike.
I do have to say, though, the show's doing very well. We were both really surprised at the number of people that downloaded it.
We're just goofing off.
We were
just
both
goofing
shocked.
off.
Yeah, we were
Up
both
to
shocked.
3 this week.
I don't think so. The numbers have been going up and up and up and up. So
Until this
So
week.
we're
Until
all-
this week.
oh, no, you
So I
don't
did
do
want to
that.
say thank you, everybody, for coming, and, you know, I'm sorry we're going to be taking some time off, but you guys all go out and have some good holiday fun, too.
We can do that.
Good.
Give me a chance to get a better sound card too. Mine kind of blows.
There you go.
Rick Slick is pointing out that this show actually has better ratings than some of the blank on the WB.
You can say crap.
I don't think crap's a bad word. Heck, we have poo on every show, don't we?
Crap and poo and all kinds of other.
This show actually preempted Desperate Housewives at this house tonight. So
Wow.
I'm sitting here watching it now.
Yeah,
I can't
think-
miss it for anything.
I taped it. or whatever. Cable, DVR, whatever.
well, I'm on the West Coast. I can watch it at 6, 7, 8, 9. You know.
Oh.
So
Way
yeah,
to make me
I'm
feel
lucky.
special there.
It's just like our president. You know, pretty soon you'll be able to see him in reruns for 4 more years.
Okay,
Trivia.
okay, let's get on to trivia. Okay.
I guess
So
I
the
can't
first one.
participate, right?
You can sure. But you're not
I'm
getting a
just
card,
kidding.
sorry.
I'm just kidding.
We just got an error. Hang on just a minute. We just got an error.
By
Okay.
the,
There it goes. Okay, we're back.
back. You know, if you haven't checked it, my profile actually has a link to my Logan's Run page. I actually happen to have actually the largest collection of Logan's Run images. I have images actually directly from the photographers' cameras from several set photographers that have never been seen anywhere else. Mind you, most of them are of, like, you know, Logan holding up his hand going, no, don't order pictures, you know, and somebody's thumb, you know, but, you know, getting in front of the lens. But some of them are kind of unusual. So if you haven't checked out my Logan's Run pages yet, there's over 100 pages of content there.
Awesome. Okay. So, and then is there anything else we need to know about the movies? I don't want to pass over that. We've got the event for the Quest on Friday, and then we've got there's a bunch of events for the movie, correct? So that
Yeah,
even if you find it full, you can still get to it.
Yeah, the premiere event is set, and the other ones will be set probably that night or a night or two before. and it'll be over at Nene's Wake, and it'll basically link to another location to a secret installation out in the
And
desert.
then if you'll do me a favor, both you and Rick, do the quest and the premiere, make sure you invite their_events, and we'll make sure that gets into their fun times.
Oh, I think we both did do that.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, no, she never accepts anything.
Their events doesn't
Interesting thought.
accept the invite, Rick is pointing out.
No, we just look at what she got invited to, and that's what we get into their fun times.
We can say bastard too.
Well, let's
We
not.
can?
Yeah.
We
Oh,
can say a lot of things, but we choose
No, there's never.
well, I promise I won't come on your stage and say the 7 things.
Oh,
you can't
mercy.
say.
Goodness, no, let's go on past that.
On episode number 5, we had to edit so much out we couldn't use the show. We had to scrap it.
It was yeah.
It was just completely amusing. Okay, trivia.
Yeah.
Trivia.
Woo! That's you're directing me back to the.
Well, no, I'm looking at the time on the file size.
I
and
know.
it's getting
I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, we still have to talk about the museum,
what?
too.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do the music.
Oh, the museum is the history of their museum. And I wanted to talk to him a little bit about that because I think that's where the icons is going to come into play. And I wanted to kind of ask him what his C5's back there dancing. I quit it. You know we're watching birds. But I wanted Francis to talk a little bit about Trent.
There goes another one.
I know, they're killing me. Tell us a little bit about the History Museum, please, for just a moment.
If you haven't seen the building, it's starting to take shape now.
It looks
This
great.
project started out when I read about these lots they were going to have in Corona, and I thought, what a perfect place, instead of having a giant advertisement or a giant car sales lot, what if I did something to give something back to the community? So I've been
And tell us
designing
how
this.
we can donate, too.
Oh, you can donate to James_T_Kirk. James T. Kirk, and there's a couple underscores in there.
Yeah, the poor guy's living out of his car. His buggy.
Yeah, he was a character I created for Tiki Trek, so we can actually have a James T. Kirk reading the Kirk lines. I thought it'd be more fun that way. But basically, he had no other purpose outside of that play. When we were done with the play and the movie, it just seemed kind of silly. But basically, that way, he had no money of his own, so anything that's donated will be used from his account. It'll just be used for that.
Fantastic.
So it keeps
Okay.
everything separate. I probably should have created another account, but I just didn't have the money
that's
to do
fine.
it at the time. So basically, there's this lot, and bought at great expense, I should point out in Coruna. It's right behind the clothing huts in Coruna, and basically a structure is forming. It's got the foundation basically, and the building is up. The roof isn't up on top of it, so hopefully it won't rain there. Otherwise, all the exhibits are going to get ruined. So, but I'm expecting good weather in Coruna for a while.
I can guarantee
Invent
it.
weather, or something in the next 2 weeks
At least
in case I'm
April
closed.
Fool's.
Well, how is that going to tie into the Legends thing, Mackie?
Well, I'm wondering if we did something then and linked it over to his history, maybe we could have, you know how the people wanted the icon books. Perhaps if we do, or if they wanted icon statues or steps or stones or something, maybe we'll just do books about the people that we think are icons. So I'm thinking that maybe we'll do something along the same lines. Maybe I'll have a different version of the same history. It's just, we'll have to think about it, but that might do it.
Wait, but you're talking about the thing that Melora came up with, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Mm-hmm. And so we're not going to be able to submit anything with people's names on it unless we get their permission. So it's not going to happen. I mean, there's a lot of those avies that are icons that we're not going to see. So I'm thinking we'll have to find another way. Maybe link it to the history museum. It's all in the planning.
Very good idea.
Yeah, I would say it sounds like a good idea too, and it'd probably be easy to manage that
Right.
way.
In this way, anybody can write their own book, and submit it. I mean, we've all got icons for different reasons, and it's nothing that has to be a popularity contest. It doesn't have to be a favoritism issue. It doesn't have to be any of that. But it's still something that, we want to celebrate our Abbeys. This is a world just like, out there in the real world, we have icons and we have idols and we have people that we look up to because they've changed the way things are. I mean, Francis, you're one. I mean, there's no denying it.
Yeah, right.
You've shaped. Right, you won't deny it.
I'm so modest.
Evan, you're an icon.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people that have shaped the world, and for different reasons. And I would love to see what people would say are those reasons. I would love for it to be a community project. Let's say this week we're going to bring so-and-so into it. Email me, tell me why, and I'll put it into the book, and I'll drop the. But anyway, we'll see. Not to take away from your history museum.
We could also put it on. It's going to have all kinds of things about the history and the invention of there. One of our first exhibits is a timeline. So a timeline of there has been a project I've been working on for quite a long time.
That'd be neat.
And we'll have, eventually we'll have changing exhibits, and we'll also have ones that are permanent. And we'll have links to other museums like the Nair Buggy Museum and some of the art galleries around there. It's going to be very exciting.
Ooh,
but yeah, that would be great. The big problem would be the number of books. Might have to do it as a web page where we add new people to it every so often.
Yeah, absolutely. And
That
you can always link it.
That would probably be the best way because it's
so
going to
too.
grow very large,
That'll be neat.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's really neat.
A web page would be the best way to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, if your series gets canceled because of ratings, you could always get it to renew. Sorry. People in the background have been chanting like Logan's Run things.
I know, and I'm really
little
pleased about that
text
because I was afraid you were going to be the only one that knew anything about Logan's Run, but it looks like there's quite a few people. So let's get on to that. First question is, in what year, and this is multiple choice, in what year?
What are they going to do? Hang on. What are they going to do? Just hold their hand up if they want to answer or just blurt
Yeah,
it?
so sorry, yes. If you are in one of the seats, go ahead and raise your hand if you know the answer to the question. If you are in the back, behind the chairs,
Jump up and down.
That's how we do it. You just jump, and then I'll know that means you know it, and I will let you come up here and answer the question. Sorry about that. Okay, so in what year do the events in Logan's Run take place? Is it 3274? Well, hey, who was that? Who raised their hand?
Basha.
I raised my hand too soon. I'm sorry.
Oh. Just jump in line.
Darn you, Basha.
Was it 3274, 2274, 1974, or 2276? And that would be Chrissy 18. Sorry about that. I saw you jumping right after.
What were the choices again?
Somebody else is answering. Relax, Basha.
Oh, I saw my. All right.
Is it 2274?
It is indeed. Woohoo! So you will go down on the little list here for the runner-up prizes.
They had a line in there about Tricky Dick. They're going through all the paintings on the old presidents, and Peter Ustinov says, this one was called Tricky Dick for some reason. I don't know why. And then they go on and look at some of the other ones. The studio cut that out for political reasons. They also had an Asian president on one of the paintings. You can actually see it in the background of the movie. There's an Asian president, because, set in the future.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never heard of it before.
I know, but I'm interested.
Hey, it won an Oscar.
Did it really?
Oh,
What
yeah.
year?
1976.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
Answer another question you're going to ask, isn't it? Sorry.
It was done,
Not that you were paying attention or anything, Mackie, but yeah, it was a good movie.
What was it?
Was it special effect?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Darn, that was probably answering another question.
Yeah, it's all right.
I got to stop talking here.
Next question.
What is the term for a hunter of runners? Is it Terminator, Iceman? Oh.
You're such a crazy
Chrissy?
The hunter is called a sandman.
Awesome, you are so correct. It's a Sandman.
She's just sweeping this contest.
Sure is. I gotta get a man in here to answer so he can have a present.
She's buzzard? The buzzard?
Just raise your hand.
Can we do buzzard?
The stage doesn't have buzzers.
Oh, darn.
This is a talk show stage. Sorry.
Doesn't it have a buzzer?
No, not
I
at the
thought all
talk show
stages had them.
Nope.
No. And at the
Blank
other two?
stages have them, and ones with podiums have them, but this doesn't.
Right. Those are no. This is a talk show stage. Those are
Talk
game
show,
shows.
talk
Those
show.
are game shows. Now the Manoa's Toe and the other one, they have the buzzers just up there at the stage. They don't have them in the audience. You know, the Manoa's Toe and